come to see what we're up to. You can like and subscribe, and then you'll get notices of when I release a new video. I have been a bit slack, but with the new year comes New Year resolutions and more time, hopefully. So today we're talking about, previously I did a video on what my 11-year-old is doing for school this year, and this is now what my 8-year-old will be doing. So she is year 4, coming into year 4, which is about grade 3, and for some things, some courses we find are a bit more advanced and some are a little bit less, so we kind of are all over with different years. We also like to make sure kids are taking the time and understanding what they're doing. So some of her stuff is grade 2 stuff, just because we had a bit of a late start with her, and yeah, we kind of just work through it as we come. So let's get into what she's doing this year. Once again, if you watched my video about my son, then you'll have seen that I have timetables, and this is Sarah's. So this is her daily timetable, and it tells what she needs to do, and it has little check boxes for her to check them off. I will actually write underneath what lesson she's doing, but this is my template one, so I just photocopy this or print off new ones like this, and then I just fill in the blanks of what we're doing. So for example, her Bible studies would be lesson 1, same with her maths. In fact, most things, obviously, because it's the start of the year, it's going to be lesson 1 or unit 1. So this year she's doing Bible studies, maths, literature studies, phonics and language, spelling and poetry, reading comprehension, handwriting, critical thinking, logic, social studies, arts, and around the world on picture books. We also do shared work, which we'll talk about later, or group work. So we do morning baskets, or a morning time where we get together in the morning to start our day, and we read stories, and we might play games, do Bible studies, a devotion. We also do Story of the World, and we're starting with ancient history, and we're doing artistic pursuits, which we love. So you study an art painting or a sculpture, and then we get to replicate it. We're also doing the good and the beautiful science, and we're starting with the human body. So that's her kind of timetable. It looks a lot, but most things won't take her very long, and we feel it's quite a well-rounded timetable. So let's get into what she's doing. So this is her critical thinking, and it's grade 2, but we also have grade 3. So she will probably do 2 pages a day, and we will just race through this one and put her on to grade 3 halfway through the year. And she will love doing these. These are just little sheets. So here for this one, that's crossword, and she has to use pictures to figure out the words. And Amy is at the zoo, and you have to follow her path. That one's quite simple. She'll easily do that. Where things belong. This is quite a simple one actually. We might do 3 pages. We might just race through this because she will really enjoy these worksheets. They're just fun, but we really like to encourage critical thinking and logic. We also have a lot of logic puzzles and games that we'll include into that work as well. So that's her critical thinking. What should we do? Her maths. So this is like Jaden. All my children use Christian Light Maths. It follows a very simple format. It's a spiral type of education, so she learns it, and then we keep doing a little bit of it every day. And so she will work through her grade 2 in maths, which is just really good. We really like this because they can pick up and go, and so this is a really nice thing. And as with Jaden, there are 10 books, so that's one every 3 weeks roughly, 3.5 weeks depending on how we're going, and that finishes up usually we aim to do one every 3 weeks. So that's her maths. Then we have Christian Light Bible Studies, which she really likes, and so she reads this page, which she loves to be able to do. Help her with any tricky words, but mostly she's pretty good at reading them. And then they do their little activities, and we do that every day. We only do 4 days a week of school, with the 5th day we're doing group work, like shared work. So the younger ones don't school on Fridays. So, but she might pick it up and do it. She tends to like her Bible studies a lot. So usually we do 4 days a week, but we kind of plan for 3, and the 4th is this or a catch up or something different. So that's her Bible study. Then we've decided we're going to use Abeka for language this year. We haven't used it before, so we'll kind of see how it goes, I guess. We've got a handbook for reading, and this is for grades 1 to 3, and it's just kind of the phonics stuff. So that's going to be really helpful to go through. Like my son, all the younger kids are having a reading journal, a reading diary. So it's the same thing. She'll read a book, she'll write what she's written. Just because we felt like last year it was a bit of a kind of a slower reading year, and we really wanted to encourage more reading. So they have to get 6 out of 7. If they get 6 out of 7, they get to pick something nice to do as a family, and if they get 2 complete weeks, then they get something from our treasure box. So we use incentives just to help encourage that. So we have her reading comprehension, and it's a page a week, and she will read it and answer her questions with that one. We have spelling and poetry, so very similar, and we have just little hardback notebooks. These are the smallest notebooks we get in New Zealand. They're called 4B ones, if they're hard, 3B ones if they're not, and they're just small little lined books where she can write her spelling words. I decided hardbacks this year because we got sick of softbacks when they'd take them outside, or for some reason our spelling books, because they were little, seemed to get damaged more, so this year we went with hardbacks. So that's her spelling, and the poetry is in the back somewhere. So that's going to be fun. This is her phonics and language, which will be, and she does 2 pages, so that will be fun for her to get into. It's nice and colourful, so we're hoping this is quite a nice little course. We also have handwriting. So in New Zealand we don't teach cursive, we teach joined but not full cursive. So she is going to be starting with junior handwriting, because she is considered to be part of junior school in New Zealand up until probably year 5. So she will just practice handwriting, and we're only doing this twice a week, I believe. So reading comprehension twice a week, and handwriting twice a week, and so she'll just do a page of that, and we'll just work through that till that's finished, and when that's finished we'll move on to the next week if we want to. We've also got a writing book, so she will do, I'm just checking on her thing, sorry. Yeah, so she's going to do handwriting, and she's going to do writing, and once a week or twice a week she's actually going to write me stories, because we haven't done lots of journal writing, and she's quite excited to try. And so these are New Zealand books. They you do the day, the bottom words are in Maori, and for the days of the week draw a picture about what she's done in the week, and then she'll write me a story, and then we will do a bit of self-editing and checking. They have lots of things where she can write spelling words, words she needs that she should learn, these sort of things. So it's just a fun little book. So that's going to be part of her language. Social studies. Like I said, we always like to include something from New Zealand for our social studies geography, because it's important the kids know their what goes on in the country. So she's doing year 4, which is her year level at school, and we will read things together and work it out. It might be a little hard for her just because of where she's at, so we may go back to year 3. But yeah, just talking about like lots of different things. This one's celebrating Christmas around the world, Māori and early New Zealand, inventions. So just things that are basic that we're going to have a look through. Her most exciting thing is Ebika Art Projects, and this she gets to do once a week. So when she has this in her curriculum time slot, her school slots, she will do this once a week. And she'll do some Lego set building once a week, she'll do puzzles once a week, and she'll do other craft. We've ordered, they're called toucan boxes, and I think they're from the UK, and she'll get 2 little crafts a month, and we've already got a few left over, so she's going to do one of those boxes a week, or her own craft, one of these, and Lego and puzzles, just for fun things. So these are really, really fun. This one is building a wagon. You get all the things you need, the wagon, wheels, the wagon itself, the cover, So they're really, really fun. The thing that we have to work through is this is an American curriculum, as lots of you probably know, and so all the crafts are ordered into their year. So we just start with, instead of starting in the month, we turn it over and we start. So for when it's Valentine's Day, we will do the Valentine's Day things, but other than that, we will go around and we will just swap it over. So we're doing the summer things in summer, and the winter in winter, that sort of thing, keeping like Christmas and all that sort of stuff in the right place. So she's super excited about this. This is probably her highlight. And then we have her literature studies, and I'm excited about this. So this year we're doing Memoriam Press, and they come like this. And this will be what she works through. We're actually starting with Beatrix Potter, because that's the easy one to start with. And so we read it, then she will answer the questions. We'll do a little lesson and an activity, and we will work through this. So we've got, we're working through 4, 5, I think. We've got Sarah Nope, Beatrix Potter. So this is Beatrix Potter. There's Beatrix Potter sitting here. There's Beatrix Potter Student Guide and Teacher's Guide. We've got Prairie School. That's the third one. Animal Folktales of America. The book has been delayed coming in, so and often with New Zealand Post we have to wait. So we will have the book, so she can't do this first off. But and then we also have the book of this one, but her sister will also do this. So she's going to do this last, and her sister's going to do it first. So she has 5 literature guides to go through, and they're all kind of the same. We have vocab words we learn, we do a little activity, a little bit of comprehension, and we're going to work through some books. So they won't be her only reading books, but they're a good start. So she's doing that. For shared work for the 2 younger girls, the geography is going to be this one, Around the World in Picture Books. This is part 1, and we've got part 2, so we're aiming for 6 months per book, but it may take longer, and we'll just carry it through, so that's absolutely fine. They tell you lessons, you read the books. This is Australia, and you find it in the Maps book, which is a lovely book. Then you read the story Mirror. Then we would be looking at some art, some culture, and a bit of nature studies, poetry, cuisine, Pavlova, and looking at Anna Pavlova, the dancer. I'd just like to say, when we're talking about Australian cuisine, it's very hard to distinguish it from New Zealand cuisine in some ways, and so we're finding it hard to find things that we don't eat because we're very close. So that's been interesting to look at, what don't we eat. Things like snake and kangaroo, New Zealanders don't tend to eat, so they're a bit harder to find, but I think I could probably find a kangaroo hamburger, patty black burger that we could probably try. Otherwise, we're looking to do Anzac pudding, which we have Anzac biscuits, which are OT biscuits, but we don't make it into a form of a pudding, so we thought we'd try that. And at the back of the book, they have lovely pictures of colour, and in this here, they will write facts about people, they will do colouring and map work, they will do things about animals, and so we'll work through that. And so that, and these are, sorry, I forgot, these are just little extras. We like to have things for them to do when I'm reading out loud, and so this is kind of, they can have it when they're doing the Around the World, but they'll love the picture books and probably not want to. So these are just maps, and it's got all the animals in this one, and so they can colour all the different animals, learn some different countries. So they will just, Hannah and Sarah, my 2 younger ones, both have these, and this is just of maps of the world. So they will just colour these in and have some fun colouring and then have some lovely books at the end. So that's Sarah. I hope you've enjoyed looking at her work. Hopefully you get through it. Probably add in some more books, but I think we're at a good place where it will work out nice and well, and yeah, so we'll see how we go. If we finish these ones, we'll add in another book from the next grade up of Memoria Press, probably The Little House on the Prairie or Farmer Boy, or something like that, to put along the series. So yeah, thanks for joining. like and subscribe, and I love hearing your comments. Love to hear what your 8-year-old is up to this year. We're also including things like nature play with friends and other activities as well. So thanks for tuning in. Bye.